Little Miss Recap contains adult language and is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name's Amy.
And I'm Becca.
I was a little thrown off there because, guys, we recorded like 5 minutes of an episode and my mic was not working. And then I, like an idiot, was telling her how to fix it. And she's kind of like low-key, like, the option's not available. Oh, we're recording. You don't need to hear this. All you need to know is there was technical difficulties. We're back. We're ready.
And if you know how I feel about things from our so-called life podcast, I have brown hair and glasses. I'm a smart girl. I should be better than this. I should have realized the sound. Like, I can hear myself now. Before I was just like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I have brown hair and glasses too. I should be able to figure more out in life.
I should be able to copy off myself.
So the conversation that we were having that no one will hear is we were talking about this is Love is Blind season 8 drop 2. And we were saying that I didn't think it was that good.
It's a little womp womp womp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just feel like, and here's the thing. This show is good when there's a love triangle.
Yes, we need a love triangle.
There's not a triangle.
No.
There's that square of Meg and Mason and blah, blah, blah. But like, they didn't make it. So they're not on our screens.
We can't, there's nothing for us to watch in this drop of them, at least, you know?
No, I think, we will have them at the mixer.
Yeah, but I still think
Catalina wine mixer next episode, but
yeah. I don't think it's going to be any drama though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like the biggest thing we saw in the previews is that Madison calls Mason a liar. Okay, well, yeah, liar, whatever.
Sorry, I thought I muted.
It's okay, I'll cut you out.
Sorry about that.
I'll say that again. Hold on. The biggest thing we see in the previews is Madison calls Mason a liar.
We knew that.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also, we were saying that at the end of this episode, there are a bunch of episodes. We're going to talk about 7, 8, and 9.
Yes.
There was a cliffhanger. And this speaks to the role of social media in this, which is pretty interesting. So we'll talk more about that when we get there. But also, I was asking you, like, how much longer before politics starts to come into this world?
And I was saying, I don't want politics to come into my trashy reality world. That's my safe place. I don't want people on opposite sides of the spectrum to talk. I don't want even people on the same side of the spectrum to talk about politics. I don't want any politics. But
let me be clear. I don't want partisan politics.
Yeah.
Like when Marissa and Ramses were having the discussions about the military last season, I thought that was really interesting. It's a political issue.
Yeah.
But they were having like intense yet fair conversations.
They did edit their conversations in a way that made them both look like they were being very adult and mature and having wonderful conversations, even though they were really, really hard and hard for Marissa to hear because she was in the military and she had a fondness for her time there.
Yeah, but it didn't make Ramses look like a crazy commie either.
No,
like he had a really measured view as well. So like if we can have those kind of conversations, like the conversation with Ben and Sarah about like gay rights and stuff and equal rights and equality and human civil rights, and he was like, yeah, okay, like I'm into that, like that was fine.
Yeah,
but I don't want to be like just hearing about either side. I really don't.
I don't.
But if I were on a dating show, that would be really important to me.
Especially if it's a dating show where the goal is to get married. 100%.
Yes. I was just listening to Ryan Bailey. He was on with Mary Payne this week. And he was saying, we try really hard as content creators not to talk about politics, but we are human.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like I always say, I don't talk about politics on the show because I want this to be an escape for people. Not because I don't care about politics and not because I don't have a point of view. I just don't want you to get all worked up listening to Little Miss Recap. Do you know what I mean?
Totally know what you mean. I don't want, and I also don't want to there's so many people listening with so many
Mhm.
different points of view from all over the world
Yes.
that I know I live in a very strange bubble of the world,
Yeah.
and that gives me a different point of view on things, and I don't wanna accidentally hurt someone's feelings with something I think because we
Right.
are from different parts of the country. So
Right.
I do tend to feel more tentative talking
Yeah.
about politics because of that reason. Yeah.
But I also think we can take that principle and apply it to these shows. Like, these are human beings, and they're
Yeah.
going to say something political. I don't know. You know, it would be, oh my god, a reality show that no one would watch. Um,
Oh, no.
you try to marry off Democrats, not even Democrats, liberals, and
Liberals.
people who voted for Trump. Marry those people off together. But you don't tell them. You
You
tell them
don't
they're not allowed to talk about politics, and you pair them together, and we'll see. Maybe we can heal a nation.
and I think when you do that, you also have to have everyone dressed in the same clothes. So, basically, we're gonna send them to Lottie's cult and put everybody in purple clothes and
Yes.
nobody yes, because I think sometimes with your clothes and your look, you
Mhm.
especially if you're putting liberals and people who voted for Trump, like, you
Mhm.
you know visually when you
Mhm.
see those
Wouldn't it
people.
be amazing though if we could get them to, like, fall in love and then they reveal who
Oh,
the like, the question you are not they ask you is who you voted for in 2024.
yeah.
And depending on that answer, they pair you up, and then after you fall in love at your proposal, you reveal the answer.
Like, at the altar before you say "I do," he just holds up, like, either, like,
Yes.
a trump card or Harris card,
I think
and
we're onto something.
you have to make that decision of what you were thinking right then and there.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm into this. Matt Sharp, give me a call.
yeah. I
Because
mean, what
only
else is
Matt
Puddle
Sharp could do
Monkey doing?
this.
Can't
Only
Puddle
Matt
Monkey
Sharp
do
could do
it?
this.
They're
I
not
don't
busy.
I don't know if I trust them. I
Yeah.
don't know if I trust them.
They would
They're
make the show too slow.
yeah, yes. The walk down the aisle would be 4 episodes.
It would be 3 episodes waiting for the cards.
Oh, all right. Shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
So, I'm gonna summarize couple by couple. I'm gonna be very honest. I
Mhm.
don't have a lot.
Okay.
So, we'll do couple by couple and then the mixer and then back to the couples.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I did want to say
Oh,
I
go ahead.
did have an apology to
Mm.
Daniel because
Mm.
I do believe in the first drop, I may have blamed him for ruining the show. And and now seeing
Mhm.
these additional episodes,
Mhm.
that may have been too harsh.
I'm just gonna say right now, I believe in their love.
I do too. I I have bought it. I'm sobbing
We
with
both owe
them.
we both owe him an apology because
Yes.
I also was like, and I'm not convinced still that he didn't follow her on Instagram. But I think
Yeah.
even if he did, that is a moot point. I think he's in love with her. I think the
Yes.
experiment worked for him, whatever.
Yes.
So, however you want to look at it. But I do believe in their love. I was sobbing with them. I want his parents and her parents to adopt me.
Yeah. I really like his parents. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Am I into is it his dad I'm into? Hold on. Let me get
Oh,
there.
oh, no. I feel like his
You
dad,
know the
though
dad I'm into.
his dad is too good for like, too kind and too good. He's always had a job.
When we get to it, I will reveal the dad I'm into. I think
Ooh.
we can all know. We
I
all
think
know.
we all
It's
know.
whoever's house they went to first. So it's his dad. I'm into his dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Her dad is the one who built their house, right?
Yes. Yes,
He's
and
a little bit older. They were married longer.
I think he's battling cancer. Yeah.
Yeah. His dad, a little scrappy, a little young. I'm into him. I need to
Oh.
be put down like a dog.
I just wanna start, like, a photo album of all of your loves.
Well, he's not going on the twin flame board. He is not to that level.
No, no, no.
But, because that space is limited, so I need to be very selective.
I mean, you have to have a real black heart to be on that board.
Yes. You have to have done some shit to be on that
You have
board.
to see some things.
All right, so we'll start with Daniel and Taylor. So we
Yes.
pick up the episode right where we left off with them.
Mhm.
And he continues to deny this, but once she tells him that she is the follower app, which shows her who followed, then he starts to change his story a little bit. Well, maybe I could have been.
He did, he
I
got
don't
a
know.
little nervous there.
He did. And he starts to waver a little bit. And then production comes over and they're like, "Do you want your phone? We'll settle this right now." That
Yeah.
was a baller move.
Yeah, and I was glad. It was kinda like, "Give her her phone." I was, like, screaming, "Give her her
Mhm.
phone."
Mhm.
Yeah.
So she does not find him on the list, and now she feels bad for putting him through this.
But did she not find him, or did she stop looking for him? Because she was just scrolling and scrolling, and she said, like, "Oh, there's a lot of people." I think she just stopped. I don't think
Oh,
she finished.
okay.
Yeah.
But I think when they did get out of the pods, which we see them out of the pods, she would have been searching like an
Oh,
archaeologist.
I think in her heart she knows he
Yep.
wasn't following her. Yeah.
Yep. So, he's great through this whole thing. He's like, "I got you. I totally understand this. We could do whatever you want. If you want to go back to Minneapolis, we could do that. If you want to go to Honduras," I'm like, "Girl, go to Honduras. What if you're gonna fight with someone? Fight in paradise."
Fight at a resort with a drink, of course, not in
Yes.
freezing cold Minneapolis.
Yes. No. We see a little bit of Virginia and Devin before the mixer. They're besties now,
Yes.
and then they get massages together.
Mhm.
And we also see he tells her about all of his tattoos.
Yeah, that was, like, cute. They were just kinda sitting there cuddling on the couch
Hmm.
together, had a little blanket over them.
I I think they might make it. I
I
believe in
d
their love a
I
little
have
bit.
s these drops made me believe in their love.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now to Lauren and Dave.
Mm. I
Oh,
I have some thoughts about what I think about what is happening in this situation.
I would like to say, even though Dave comes off a little better in these episodes, I still think he is a secret douchebag. I
Wait
still
till you
don't like him.
wait till you think what I have
Okay.
what I think
Okay.
about him. I'll let you tell the
S
story.
So Lauren got her nails done, and they're more purpley than she wanted, and then
Mhm.
I'm like, "I think I'm writing too much detail."
I wrote that too, and I'm like, "Who cares about this?" But then I also kind of found it an I find the timeline really interesting on this show particularly,
Mhm.
because it seems that there is a week difference from
Mm.
when they, quote, unquote, "get engaged" to when they go on the trip,
That's interesting, yes.
because of little tidbits that I picked up about, "Oh, I had to get I got my nails done. Oh, I
Mhm.
w checked" one of them said they went home and checked their mail or they did something at home before
Mm.
leaving.
Well, maybe
So,
they have to go home and pack,
yeah,
so maybe it's, like, a couple days?
so the timeline, I don't know why
We'll
always
have
piques my interest.
we'll have to listen to I'll have to listen to what's that podcast, Out of the Pods with Depti and Natalie?
Oh,
I
yeah.
could listen to them. They give some good behind the scenes insight, so
Mm,
maybe they've mentioned it. I'm not sure. 'Cause I'm trying to think, can we ask anyone? But we don't know anyone who's been on the
no,
show. Mm.
no.
So, all right. She says now she got a bikini wax and can't bang for 24 hours. Now, I've never had a bikini wax, barely know what one is. Is this true? Can you not bang?
They do recommend that you let the area rest while, you just had all that hair ripped off
Because
your
all the
mouth.
friction can inflame?
Yeah, because
Okay.
you just got that area ripped with hot wax, and so it is a little tired. It needs rest.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So she's asking him, on a scale of 1 to 10, how awkward do you think I'm being? Well, you're making it more awkward right now.
Yeah,
So you were at a 5, now you're at an 8.
and he tells her, "Just be yourself. It's
Yeah.
alright." Yeah.
We learned that Dave snores, and he's trying to break his habit of only picking super hot women.
Did you notice that the conversation of snoring came up with every single couple?
Everybody.
I've
Everybody.
never noticed it before until this season that, like,
Yeah.
snoring is an issue.
Well, this is what you get when you cast in the like polite sweetheart world of Minneapolis, I guess. This is the controversy. Do you snore or not?
The only issue is please lay on your slack side.
They go boating and he makes some passive aggressive comments about her sleeping and her hairdo. And
Mhm.
did you know she pees a lot? Because it comes up several times in the episode.
Yeah, and then I'm wonder and she even says it like, "Yeah, I know," it's like and then he tells somebody, like, at the mixer,
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, she gets up every hour on the hour."
fuck right off, dude.
I mean, is she on medication? Maybe she's on high blood pressure
I mean,
meds.
as somebody who pees, and Amanda will attest, when we were a podcast movement, I was peeing between every panel. As somebody who pees a lot, fuck right off. How about
Yeah.
that?
It seems like a low blow.
Yeah.
My bladder?
I'm not clocking in police in your bladder, Dave.
Yeah.
So, on the trip, he immediately starts with, "We've not had sex yet. This is really bothering him." He is
Mhm.
every season has one. He is the sex pusher. He is, I need to know what's going on here. On the boat, they talk about her seeing someone before the experiment.
Yes.
She says, "The process of me being on the show and not knowing whether or not I was going to be on was months long. So I guess she started talking to and banging this guy."
Yes, I think she was on the apps.
Yeah, and she says, "If I was into this guy, I would not have come onto the show.
Mhm.
But he just wasn't for me, so I came onto the show." And Dave gets out, he whips out his little high horse and climbs up on it.
Climbs
And
right on it. Yep.
and he says, "Well, I haven't dated for 4 years, and even Molly, I totally slut shamed her when she said she hasn't dated in 6 months." And I don't know if you caught this, but Lauren goes, "I thought Molly was never in a relationship."
Yes. That was Molly's little, like, cap in her
Mhm.
hat or feather in her cap, excuse me. She mentioned it all the time. I had it in my notes. I went back to my notes to check.
Of course you
Yeah,
did.
'cause
Mhm.
I'm a nerd.
'Cause
And,
you have brown hair and glasses.
and I love to write a report. Um, yeah, Molly said she never had been in a committed relationship, but she wasn't a virgin. Like, she let us
Right.
know. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So Dave says, "This doesn't sit right with me, especially since we have mutual friends." And
Mhm.
I wrote, "Why did they not talk about this in the pods? You had 24 hours of just straight talking.
Yes.
Why did this not come up?"
Because I don't think those 2 really talked. I think it was just like he talked and she said, "Yeah," a lot.
Yeah, like he asked Molly about it clearly. And if this
Yeah.
was that important to him,
It's
like you can bet your ass if I'm in a pod situation, I am going to say, "Who do you think killed John Benet Ramsey?
oh,
Do
yeah.
you think Scott Peterson is guilty?" And depending
Mhm.
on those answers, I'm not going forward.
Yeah.
And the correct answers are intruder and yes.
100%.
So I'm
At
just
least
saying,
today with the intruder. That's where I
right,
stand today.
at
Yeah.
least today until I hear another podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't understand if this was so important to him, why he just wouldn't be like, "Hey,
Mhm.
when's the last time you banged somebody?" Just want to know. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
I wonder and I don't want to blame Lauren at all because I don't like Dave, but
Mhm.
I wonder, is Lauren not the best at communication?
Mm.
Because I also in the pods, Dave didn't even know that Lauren was one of his tops until, like,
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
true.
Molly triangle kinda came to a head, and he seemed confused that that she was into him as much as
It's
she
true.
was.
It's true. Hmm.
And a few times she's mentioned, like, "Is that enough communication for you? We need to communicate." So is she saying that to herself?
Hmm.
Like,
Interesting.
yeah,
Well, we'll get back to them.
yeah.
So, Ben and Sarah. Ben is a good cuddler,
Mhm.
and Ben only washes his hair every 2 weeks. Moving on. Jesus Christ.
Uh, I at this
Use
phase in
some
the
dry
show,
shampoo or something, dude. What are you're gonna get dandruff, right?
I like Ben, though, and I'm worried that that's gonna be a statement that's gonna come back to haunt me, but I like
It
Ben.
is. But okay. So, Monica and Joey, the biggest
Mhm.
challenge these 2 face is that she has a white noise machine, and he doesn't know if he can sleep through it.
He's never slept with a white noise machine
No.
before.
Now, I sleep with the white noise machine, and
Okay.
people are often confused by the fact that I say I'm a very light sleeper, so I
Okay.
sleep with the white noise machine. The white noise machine hides all the other noises.
Okay.
That's what it is, and I started doing it when so I had baby monitors for the girls because it's a whole thing. They were on the 3rd floor, I was on the 1st floor when they were babies, so I was
Okay.
like I had that baby monitor jacked all the way up so I could hear every movement,
Oh, 100%.
and it was sound activated, so, like, they would just move over and, like, bump the side of their crib,
And
and
you would
the
hear it.
monitor would go off, and it would go like, like, it would wake me up 15 times a night easily.
Oh
So
gosh,
I
that would
put the
be
white
an
noise machine on so that I would only hear them when they were crying.
Oh,
You
okay.
know
So
what I
that
mean?
helped, yeah.
And now I use it because my dogs, I mean, they could hear anything and they would go "Bah!" in the middle of the night.
Mm.
So I sleep with the white noise machine. I actually sleep with the app on my phone and I put on brown noise.
Oh, wow.
So, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But so I appreciated that she brought it with her on the trip because I would absolutely have brought mine in my
Well,
body pillow.
and what does Ben bring on the trip with him?
Oh, what did he bring?
He brought a fan.
Oh, yes, he did. You're right. Ben is a man after my own heart there.
He is.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
So
wait.
Joey also tells Monica about his OCD in the
Mhm.
past and how he worked through it, and sounds like it was like exacerbated by his sister's illness. Like I felt
Yeah.
bad for him in that moment.
And when he started talking, I got a whole new perspective of him
Hmm.
because I kinda had maybe by hearing that he was homeschooled, I
Yeah,
had maybe an idea of what I thought maybe his life was like, and
yeah,
then hearing him talk about how out of control as a child he felt, so only things that he could do, he can control,
yeah,
really made me kinda like he was really endearing to me this
yeah.
episode. Yeah.
I like Joey.
I
That
do.
again, we're always terrified to say we like anybody
I
because
know,
we
I'm
don't
like
know again, we're doing this in a vacuum,
yeah,
so we don't know.
I do, I really and even later on, they have a few conversations. He has good insights.
Yeah, I think so too. You
Yeah.
could tell he's been to therapy.
And oh god, I know
Oh, here we
mark my
go.
words, mark this in the diary. He seems like a man who went to therapy and he's doing the work. I know that's gonna come back to bite
Okay,
me.
like Steven in last season. Yes,
Yes, I was so
yes.
proud of Steven, remember?
Okay,
God.
alright. So now we have the mixer, and basically the mixer is everybody seems happy because again, no love triangle, so there's no conflict.
Yeah, no one everybody there, Matt, like, nobody was
Mhm.
looking at anybody else.
Basically, Dave walks around and asks the women and men if they've banged, and I wrote, what is it with this guy?"
Yeah,
That's what
like
I wrote, like a 1920s reporter. "What is it with this guy, huh?" I don't know. I don't know what's up with him, but
and every time he asked, he looked creepier and creepier to me, like,
yes.
he got sweatier and sweatier, I don't know, ugh.
Did you notice though Taylor, like, put him on blast? So
Yes.
he was telling Taylor about the peeing, and he seemed to be going into a place of complaining a little bit,
He wanted to complain.
and Taylor kinda said, "Well, she's a nice girl and you better be nice to her."
Yeah,
I was like, "Good for you, girl."
and wasn't it also Virginia who made a comment like, "Well, what are you doing? What are things that are you're doing? Like,
Yes,
look at yourself."
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now Sarah talks to Daniel about how much she loves Taylor, and he does too, and
Yeah.
Ben, meanwhile, is love bombing Sarah with notes and letters, and
Mhm.
so not much else happens here.
No.
Everybody
Everybody's in love.
agrees. Everybody agrees that everybody else looks happy except for Dave, who's not getting laid. Okay.
Yes.
Now Monica and Joey. This is after the mixer now. We're going back to Monica and Joey. She has a communal sock bin, and I need your opinion on this.
Okay.
What is happening with this communal sock bin? What's going on? I've
I'd like
never
to
heard of this in my
I
life.
totally understand it. I had a
Mm-mm.
communal sock bin for the boys because they were so close in age,
Yeah, they
and we
probably wore the same shoe size.
yeah, and we had one dresser in the room that would fit, so I just put all the socks in a bin, and
That's
you would
fine.
just rummage through it.
That's fine. My girls shared a sock drawer for a long time.
Yeah.
My whole family didn't, because Timmy wears a size 12 shoe. I wear a size 7. The
Yeah.
girls, like, they wear a size 8. Like, what? What?
It seems like a lot of laziness on their part, like they are too lazy.
Well, we know she let a nest of spiders grow in the crotch of her jeans.
So, I just thought of something. If there's a communal sock drawer or bin for them, is the mom doing all the laundry? Is her mother still doing her laundry?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because, like, if you're doing your own laundry, why would you go out of your way to put your socks in
Right.
the communal sock bin?
Right. Right. Okay, we spent enough time on this. This has been sock corner. So now they go to Monica's and she admits, this is where I'm living.
Yeah.
And he meets her entire family.
Mhm.
And Becca, they have a fam jam. And I'm like, is this life in the Midwest?
And I was kinda for a
I mean,
split
it looks
moment, I loved it.
charming.
Yes.
Yes.
The dad was playing the bongos.
Yes. I just wrote, what is happening here?
Yeah.
There are people playing the flute.
The boyfriend, yeah,
Hmm.
he was really into it. He was getting his screen time.
He was getting his screen time. Now we hear from Monica's sister
Mhm.
that Monica's sister's boyfriend, so let's call him Flute.
Yes.
Flute used to talk to Monica? Date Monica? It's
It's
unclear.
it to me, what I was kinda picking up is, like, they were talking in, like, a chat room, maybe a game room type of situation,
Okay, yeah.
and they became
Or just talking on Snap, like the kids
yeah.
do. Mhm.
I think it was just they were chatting, and as they were getting to know each other, she was like, "Oh, I don't like you, but you'd be perfect for my sister."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that, everybody.
Oh, and yeah, because
S
jokes start getting made, and at that moment, that's when it happened.
Yes.
Mhm.
So the sister pulls Monica outside by the fire and she's like, "Joey's not your type."
Nope.
She's the older sister. I would just like to everyone to put a pin in that. As a
Mhm.
younger sister, I'm just telling you this is what we have to deal with.
And I am an older sister, and I'm
Mhm.
telling you, we're just looking out for your best interest.
Yeah, okay. So she goes, "He's not your type." And Monica's like, "What's my type?" And the sister's like, "He's not a 6'5" Italian model." Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But
Okay.
then the sister says, "And you could get somebody like that."
Mhm.
Okay. The sister says, "Is he the right personality? He seems to know exactly what to say." And Monica is literally like, "But it's Kismet. I mean, he knew the sound of music."
And she's kinda like, you see everything that Monica was loving is just kind of going, "Pshoo, pshoo, pshoo, pshoo."
Pew. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The big sister shitting all over the little sister's dream. Go figure.
Man, what a
So
meanie.
then the sister says, "Huh, I think it's weird that you're getting married before me. I mean, I'm the older sister."
Mhm.
Later, Monica and Joey are folding laundry. There's a lot of laundry around these two people.
Yeah.
Is this a Tide commercial? What's happening?
And while Joey's folding the laundry, you can see that he is still a work in progress with his OCD.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And so they talk about her sister, and he says, she doesn't like me, and it's fine. Not everybody has to like me. And Monica's kind of like, she didn't say this directly, but I'm paraphrasing. She's kind of, oh, she's kind of a bitch. She does
Yeah.
this all the time. Then Joey says,
Mhm.
"Has anyone ever been good enough for you?" And Monica's like, "Oh, no, I
Yeah.
guess not." And Joey says, "From an outsider's perspective, might there be some jealousy?"
I was so shocked that he was yeah,
Called it
the
out.
balls on him,
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
oh.
And he did it in a way that, like, he wasn't insulting.
No, it was so respectful, so
Yes. Yeah.
respectful.
He's just like, "I'm an observer, and here's what I'm seeing."
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna save Dave and Lauren for
Um,
the
I
end.
wanna say I knew the moment that the sister did not like Joey. It was
Oh,
when he started they were all laughing about the boyfriend dating Monica first.
okay.
He just kept rolling with the jokes,
Mhm.
and you saw everyone else laughing, and her face was getting angrier and angrier.
Now, was she getting angry because she saw everybody reacting so warmly and kindly to him, and they don't do this to her boyfriend?
No, I think they love her boyfriend. I
Okay.
think it was a older sister how do I put this?
Just
Bad
being a bitch?
attitude. Yeah, just an
Okay.
older sister realizing Everyone is loving the younger sister yet again.
Mm,
Everyone is kinda
mhm,
laughing at me, and
mhm.
I'm the one who does everything. I'm the one who has a boyfriend. I think
Okay,
that all connected in that 1 second.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Virginia and Devon because not much happens again.
Yeah.
Devon has racks of shoes.
Yeah, and when
Very
my son
expensive.
walked by and saw some of those shoes, he
Mhm.
knew the names and prices. They were some very expensive tennis shoes there.
They're very expensive.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that this spurs the prenup conversation.
Oh, I think she saw a lot of materialistic, name brand items in that closet. Yes.
Yes. And he seems okay with the prenup at first.
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, I get it," cuz she's kind of like, "This is 2025.
Mhm.
Like things are different." And she's really good with money.
Yeah. I think she kinda came from nothing and she's built a little something and she
Mhm.
doesn't, rightfully so, doesn't wanna lose it.
Yeah. So later they visit Devon's mom, Becky, and his dad, Willie, and they are amazing, wonderful, warm people. Again, these Midwest parents.
Yeah. So
They
did you
talk
hear his dad say one word?
not much, not
No.
much. They talk about kids though, and the mom is like, "Oh, remember how you wanted 5 kids and you wanted them to be named Devin names?" So that's wha he's like, okay. I was like 4 when I was
Yeah.
saying that. Like,
They were
let's not br ixnay on the Amesnay."
They were all teasing him. All 3 of his siblings knew it, so it was something that was said before you were older than 4.
Yes.
He was like, "That was for middle school. Just knock it off, knock it off."
And she says, she does wanna have kids. She even looked into freezing her eggs, and
Mhm.
they bring up the prenup, and mom's kinda like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Screech breaks. They talk about family. So you could tell that they are a family that really values togetherness,
Yes.
looking after one another, because they have this conversation. I think it's her brother who's like, someday when mom gets to retire, I guess mom's working until she's 175 because he said in 60 years.
Same, girl, same.
Yeah, we're just gonna work till it ends. Um, says, "Can they live with you? Can my family live with you?" Becca.
Mm.
Had this been a question in either of my proposals, I would have been like, I don't want any parent or parents living with me. No offense. I
No,
just don't.
no.
Now, will I build a nice in-law apartment somewhere for my mom someday and put her in there and she can like live near me? Sure.
Yeah,
Will I pay for my mother to live somewhere nice? Sure, if I
yeah.
can afford it, which I probably won't be able to. But do I want my mother living with me? No.
No,
No. Love you, mom, but no.
no,
Do I want dad living with me? No. Mm-mm.
and this is nothing against my mother-in-law. I don't want my own mother living with me, let
Yes.
alone my mother-in-law.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Just parents living, but I understand that there is a culture of that.
Yeah.
And I admire people who do that. I think it's beautiful. I'm not one of those people. I can't do it. I would be afraid my mom would be yelling at me all the time.
I just would be
I could never clean to keep up with my mother-in-law. Never. My house would never be clean enough.
oh, yeah.
No,
I know
she's
that my
amazing.
mother-in-law thinks I have too many things.
We also, to be fair though, we also don't have like 4,000 square foot, 4-bedroom homes. If we did, maybe
Yeah,
we'd feel different.
yeah.
So like I said, they seem to be a loving family. They're very supportive. We meet the family pig. I'm into the pig. Very
I went to
cute.
middle school with a girl who had a pig.
And then I wrote, it's interesting how quickly the groom's parents are able to give acceptance, and
Yeah,
the bride's parents on this show are often like the holdouts. It's
yeah.
interesting.
It is interesting,
Mhm.
and I thinking of myself of having 2 sons, I
Mhm.
probably would welcome a daughter-in-law easier than, like, if I had a daughter marrying a son. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Taylor and Daniel.
Mhm.
These 2 love fucking Christmas. I
They
mean, they've made Christmas their entire personality.
We know that this is somewhere in, like, February, March.
Mhm.
They are not going to be living in this apartment in December.
No, but they're talking about having 6 Christmas trees in it.
How where they're gonna decorate, hang their they have their stockings still in their bags.
Mhm. I remember when I went to so when my girls were very little, we used to take them to Ocean City, New Jersey every summer.
Mhm.
And it's kinda like a dry town, so it's a good place to go with little kids.
Okay.
So we would go to the Jersey Shore every summer, and there's a
Mm.
big Christmas store on the boardwalk.
Oh, we have one of those here at Pier 39. Yeah.
And I was always like, "Okay, who's in this Christmas store?" And you would go in and it would be packed.
Packed. Yeah.
And you're like, "What is going on?"
Mhm.
I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Is this where
To each
Taylor
his
and
own.
is this where Taylor and Daniel have or no, it's when maybe they're on the vacation, they talk about all the Christmas ornaments they're gonna buy when they go on vacation.
I can't. I can't.
Like, wow.
I love it for them, but it's not for me.
No.
I put my Christmas tree up alone. Nobody cares. It's a whole thing.
Now no one cares, like, the boys,
Yeah.
they
When
just
the
come
girls were
home.
little, they would help me, but
Yeah.
now they don't.
Yeah.
So later, Daniel brings her home to meet his family. He has a beautiful Great Pyrenees dog, which is the same breed as my Nellie, and
Aw.
beautiful dogs. John and Sally are mom and dad,
Mhm.
and they approve. And I just wrote, "These people are fucking lovely." And am I into dad?
They are so cute. I love and,
Mom's a
this
smoke show too.
yeah, and
Mhm.
I love how the mom talks about the experiment and how they
Yes.
like, they kinda understand this experiment because of the world that they're used to in the blind community
Mhm.
and how
Because of his sister Rachel was born
yeah,
blind. And
and
then mom says, Around here, friends are chosen from the heart."
yes!
What?
Oh,
I need to get out of my angry northeast corner of this country and head over there.
I think it's true. The Midwest is so nice.
It's like Christmas all year round over there.
And I was peeking on Instagram, a lot of these people, while it's not their whole personality, they all kinda talk about Christmas a lot.
Mm.
So is it 24 Christmas? I could live in a Christmas world.
Is it a snow globe? And we could just go get in the snow globe with everybody?
It seems magical.
It does. So they meet Connie now and Daniel, who are
Mhm.
Taylor's parents. Her
Yes.
father built their home, which is impressive. Timmy's built our home. So I like that.
Round of applause.
Taylor says dad is supportive since the cancer and stuff. And like, he's embracing life and he's just happy to be here. And I call him little Daniel because Daniel's Taylor's father, but also so he's little Daniel.
Yeah,
Little Daniel. Little Daniel says all the right things.
he
He's the
does.
exact kind of guy you want to take home to the parents.
Mhm.
Mom and dad have never watched the show. Neither had little Daniel. He says they reached out to me.
And then how did they reach out to him?
They do this. They do this.
They
They
just are
get on your
scrolling
socials.
mm.
Hmm. So they also both say that they are not going to let the show dictate the timeline. If they're not ready, they're not getting married. Mom
Because I think they're
says,
real. They're a real relationship.
"Okay, I have a question for you about Taylor's mother."
Okay.
She's like, "I'm so upset. Like, in what world would you have gotten engaged and I wasn't there? Did mom want to be at the proposal?"
I think that from this conversation and some things that were said, I think that Taylor being the youngest probably spent a lot of time with the mom,
Mm-hmm.
and the mom was able to dress Taylor up and take her to dances and do cheerleading and
Oh, little John Bonet.
it was like her d I there was a, like, I felt a little controlling aspect, and, like Taylor said, for the first time, she got to make her own decision and
Okay,
listen to
now
herself.
how old is Taylor? No, she's 31.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think
Okay.
that she probably
She's pretty dependent on her parents, it sounds like, at least emotionally.
yes, I
Yeah,
think that
I
her
don't think she's financially dependent on
I
them.
think her mom maybe her I feels a little controlling, like, helps her make a lot of decisions.
Okay, I get that. Yeah, she does say, like, "It was good that I had the chance to rely on my gut for this." Now
Mhm.
Daniel's parents come over.
Was this the first time that the
Yes,
parents actually really
yes,
meet? Yes, that's what I
yes.
thought.
So they came over, I wrote, "This is lovely." The moms are both like, "Where are we putting the pack and plays in the guest room for baby Daniel?"
They're
Daniel
gonna
the
be
3rd.
fighting over those kids, those grandkids.
Both sets of parents have been married a long time. Both believe no divorce, which I have a
Mm,
problem with
I
that.
have a
Don't
problem with
please don't
too.
do that to your children.
No.
I stayed in a very bad marriage because I was, nervous to get divorced. People do it all the time.
Yeah.
Let's normalize getting divorced if you're not in a good marriage.
And there doesn't have to be something horrible in the marriage. You
Mm-mm.
could just not wanna be married anymore,
Yeah. Yep.
and that's okay.
Yeah. All families are on board here. I mean, all
Mhm.
systems are go, Becca.
Yeah.
All systems are go. At one time, little Daniel pulls big Daniel aside and the mom and is like, "Can I marry your daughter? I love her very much."
Yeah.
That's where we leave them.
And I thought it was so funny, the mom makes a comment like, Daniel says, "It was great to meet you, and I can't wait to get married to Taylor." And the mom goes, "That's a crazy concept, like, can't I'm so happy to meet you, and we're getting
Yes.
married."
Yes. Yeah.
It
Like
is.
when you hear it said out loud, it's like, oof.
Yeah. It is
All
crazy,
right.
but it might work.
Are you ready for Dave and Lauren?
Yeah, I'm ready because I have a lot to say.
So they get back, they get their phones back, and Dave's friends immediately are like, "We know this guy. She's been banging him. It's not
Mhm.
good." His family's not on board. The sister found out about this.
Like, where is this, middle school? Like, how is the rumor mill swirling around talking about this, and they're in Honduras?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This happened on Married at First Sight. I don't know how many episodes of that you've seen or seasons,
I've only
but
seen the one Philadelphia season.
there was a season, and the backdoor friends will have to tell me who it was and remind me. There was this woman who had an ex-boyfriend who her husband knew, like her new husband knew, and it was
Oh,
doomed from the start. And I'm
yeah.
telling you, Dave and Lauren, DOA.
They're done. It's
DOA.
done.
He can't get over this.
And because of the weirdness with the sister, the minute now the sister's totally turned off.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
can never bring Lauren around his
Nope.
friends.
Nope.
And then because this is I also think this is a big kicker. In his head, he thinks Lauren had sex with this dude before she came into the pods, and she won't even have sex with him.
Yep.
That is
Yep.
the main
That's the main thing.
ding, ding, ding right
Yep.
there.
And I was trying to think about this. Well, let me get into it a little more.
Okay.
So Dave's house, they go to see Dave's house and nothing is in it. He
No,
has nothing in the cabinets.
it's
He
like
has nothing.
nothing.
It's like I think it's his murder room. Like I don't think he even really lives there.
No,
His sister even dictated his sheets should be white because
because
that's
that's what
classy.
adults. Yep.
Mhm.
Mhm.
He loves One Direction. He's again talking about his sister.
Mhm.
Lauren says, "My dad has a real problem with couples living together before marriage." Okay.
Yeah.
Now Dave tells us in a confessional that this guy, let's call him Hookup. We'll just name
Yeah.
him Hookup.
Perfect.
He says Hookup lives in the building that we're moving into,
That's
and
crazy.
Hookup wants to hook up with her again. He's
Yeah.
calling her. And then he says, "My friends say that it was only 48 hours before she came on this show." Now, I'm trying to think about this because there's part of me that's like, "Lauren, why did you do this? Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?" And then there's part of me that's like, "Well, geez," and I talk about this in my book. Timmy had to break up with 2 girls when we
Yeah.
met, like he was sleeping with,
Yeah.
casual relationships, and I never thought twice about it.
No. I was for years, I had a friends with benefits.
Mhm.
I knew it was going nowhere. He knew it was going
Mhm.
nowhere with me. It was
Mhm.
just very comfortable and easy.
Mhm.
And as Steve and I got more and more serious, I wasn't hooking up with him anymore, but I was like,
Obviously.
"Oh, I gotta let him know to not wanna hook up with me anymore."
So you hooked up with him what, the night before your wedding?
Strike that. If Steve hears it, he'll run and cry. Um,
No, but I understand a little bit of where he's coming from because I think if he didn't have mutual friends with this person, it would
yeah,
not have been a big deal.
no,
But
he's
you're right. There's
embarrassed.
something about this is a blow to his ego in some way.
Yes. And I really felt bad there's a scene and they're talking and Lauren is crying and he's just standing there
Yeah,
and he's just I felt it through the TV, just douchebag vibes. He's
I agree.
over it. And she had to say, like, this was just a friends with benefits.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was like Netflix was kinda slut shame it to me, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right that they showed this scene of her crying, saying that this guy was just a friends with benefits.
Mhm.
I don't know, it felt icky to me, and
Right,
Dave
because I
just
don't think
standing
she
there.
wanted to say that on camera. Like,
Yeah,
here's her telling Dave, like, "My dad does not like people living together before they're married," so she probably didn't feel comfortable.
100%. Mm.
Even he goes to her spin class, and her friends are like, "Dude, this is nothing. This
We
is
would have
nothing."
known,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, we never even met him.
Mm. And he
So
just keeps like, "Well, now my sister knows,"
mhm.
and yeah, it was
It's
just
about his ego.
it's about his ego, and it's about
Mhm.
that he thinks she slept with this guy, but she won't sleep with him, and I
Yep,
don't like it. Yeah.
yep. So later they plan on the friends coming over. This is where she's crying. And they get into it. And she's like, "I don't understand why this is such a big thing." And her friends are saying they hooked up the day his friends are saying they hooked up only the day before. She's denying it. And she says, "This guy, Hookup, is a loser. And
Yeah,
Hookup just wants to be on TV." And Dave is like, "This is a lot." And she's crying and saying, like, "I'm defending my character here."
yeah.
And so then they decide they're not going to have the friends over. It's too
Mhm.
emotional. Like, they really have an emotional discussion.
Yeah, it's real heavy.
Then this motherfucker, who literally says the sentence, "I've been tempted to walk away, but I'm not going to because I'm in love with you," walks away
Yeah,
and
and she
says, "I'm
asks
going
him,
out with my friends."
she says, "Please stay here tonight." And
Mhm.
he goes, "No, I don't want to." Like, he's,
Yeah.
like, so
It's done.
oh, it's done.
It's
It's
done. I
done.
blame him for I can't say that. I see his point of view. Again,
Mhm.
I think if it was a stranger, this would not be an issue.
Yeah,
But because he has
a
this
connection.
connection to this hookup guy, so I get it, but I also think she should have told him this in the pods. Why didn't they have this conversation?
I also don't understand, though. He's 33? Am I he's in his 30s,
Let me
right?
look.
Because I
Dave,
think he's
Dave, Dave, Dave,
5
Dave.
years older than Ben, and Ben's 28.
He's 33 and
Yeah.
Lauren is 31.
So at 33, are we still caring so hard about what our friends think?
Okay, 2 thoughts on this. Number 1, I thought that was weird,
Yeah,
but we have a lot of I'm gonna sound like an old lady here. I don't want to.
it's alright.
But we have a lot of arrested development in this next generation, like and part of that is our fault as
Yep.
parents. So, there's a little bit of that, I think, but also this is the problem when you don't know each other. He's
Yeah.
going to trust his friends.
Mhm.
'Cause she's begging him. She's like, "Why don't you believe me?" He's only known you a week,
Yeah.
2 weeks. He's known his friends his whole life. So
I
this
did
is part of the problem with that is you're gonna see points of conflict when people have to choose or take a side. You
yeah,
know what I
because
mean?
it's that emotional connection. He has history with his friends.
Yes.
I did have a for me, logically, if this was going on, I
Mhm.
would say, "Lauren, will you please sit down with my friends so we're 33
She
years
asked
old."
him for that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, why won't he did he is he using this as an excuse because he never liked her from the moment that he saw her?
He could be.
That he just was never into her? Then she didn't sleep with him in Honduras,
Yeah.
and now it's just one more thing, and
It
my
could
sister's
be.
not into it. You know,
It could
like
have been a situation where, like, he liked her enough.
yeah,
But if there was any point of friction, it was not gonna last, and
yeah.
here's a point of friction. So he just let it be a thing. Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh,
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Okay, now we end with Ben and Sarah. Dun dun dun.
mhm.
They're facing some fears from the family, and Sarah meets with Ben's friends because she has to do what I call a bigot check. She just has to make sure none of them are bigots. I guess I was just surprised because Ben painted this picture of like
Yeah.
I'm from Minnesota. I'm highly religious. I did not think that we would have a diverse cast of characters here, but here we
Yeah.
go.
And I really liked Ben's friends.
I did too. I love them.
And I'm at this moment, I'm still really liking Ben.
Especially the friend was so me where she's like, "Remember that night I got so trashed you had to drive me home, we talked about religion in your car for 3 hours?" That would have been me.
I loved it, yeah.
Yep. So, the friends say, and I think it might be that same friend, goes, "It's easy to say love is blind when you're both hot."
I
Yeah,
loved it. They kinda called the show out. I loved
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. So later in their apartment, they're exchanging I love yous, everything's going great, and she's
Mhm.
scrolling through her phone when, "Ruh-roh,
Mhm. Record scratch.
what's this TikToker talking about?"
Mhm.
Now, if you guys don't know about this TikToker, I don't know her name. I'm sorry, I should. But there is a TikToker out there who is making videos claiming to know the cast
Yes.
and claiming there's some severe claims against Ben of him
And
being a real problematic dickbag.
yeah, and she started making these videos while the show was filming.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
that's important
Yes.
because here's what happened. She is saying that well, let me read what
Yeah.
happens with them and then we'll talk about it. Um So Sarah's explaining to him what's going on here, and she's like, she doesn't say any names, but she says reality TV celebrates shitty men. Ben immediately goes, she's referencing me.
Yeah.
And he says, I blocked her. Sarah says, why? Ben says, I haven't talked to her in over 4 years. I blocked her because she's making stuff up and I don't know what else she's going to say. She's just
Mhm.
very emotional and overreacting. He claims that he met her on Tinder and they never hooked up. He says he does not honestly remember why they stopped talking. He says he ghosted her. But if you notice, he remembers every other detail.
He for ghosting somebody and not really remembering her, he knows a lot of details.
Like if I said to you, Becca, when was the last time you talked to, and I named an ex boyfriend of yours from like your 20s,
Oh,
you would have to really probably sit down and think about this.
yeah. I could give a time frame or a generalization, but no,
He's rattling off when they last spoke, da 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 da. And this was 4 years ago.
he seems to quote unquote know a lot about her emotional state for
Hmm.
somebody who doesn't know somebody that well.
And it's almost like he anticipated what she was gonna say.
Mhm.
So, Sarah tells him, she says, "How do you not remember?
Yeah.
This is weird." And then she's like, "Why is this girl crying if it was just a ghosting?"
Yeah.
And then he starts to backpedal and says, "Well, she DMs me here and there, but I never initiate it. It's
Yeah.
never initiated by me." And then Sarah says, and I was really proud of her for this. She
Yes.
says, "I am not going to dismiss this woman."
I loved
She
it.
she said, "I know people change," which is true.
Yeah.
Ben could have been an asshole in high school and, whatever. I don't know what the charges are. If they're things more serious than being a dickbag, like sexual assault or stuff like that, I'm not aware of that, so I don't know.
From what I've, done on the Google, it just
Mhm,
seems like he was a at least from what I found so far today, it
mhm.
seems like he was just a cocky, thought he was too cool for school, bad boyfriend, or
And
how
probably
many
mistreated women.
yeah, who probably I think and we kinda learned that I think Ben was a big man on campus with baseball,
Mhm.
and I think that reflected in how he treated everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then Sarah says, "But I need to know everything right now.
right now.
Because if I find anything else out, or if any of this is true, I will never trust you."
Yeah.
If I had my little magic 8 ball here, it would say sources say she's never going to trust him because this is all true.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just my spidey
I
sense.
think there's maybe more to come, yeah,
Yeah. So what happened is the girl was making when she heard that he got cast,
yeah,
she made the initial TikTok, and then other people. I guess Minneapolis is a small big town.
yeah.
It got around, and then they saw cameras following him around and filming them, and they were, like, trying to get to the producers, and
Oh,
they were, like, trying to get the show to drop him or something. So,
oh,
like, they and she even says in her latest TikTok, I'm shocked nobody, pulled him, but here we are.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I have a feeling it's not good.
Yeah. Well, after watching this, I did some recon
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I asked some people at work who are single on apps and would be like the prime population for Love is Blind San Francisco type of thing.
Yes, yes.
And I kind of asked them, without hearing from the horse's mouth,
Mhm,
would you know if all of a sudden would you know without knowing if somebody was on Love is Blind?
mhm.
Like, and everyone right away was like, the dating world when you're dating on the apps is actually real small. And yeah,
Hmm,
you will know if, "Oh, I haven't seen this guy around for a while," or you're at the bars, or there's only so many
okay,
hip hop places that to go,
okay.
and everybody that I spoke to, 15 to be exact,
I in a sample of 15
they all said that they would probably
respondents.
be able to figure out by not seeing somebody
Mhm,
for at least the pod time.
mhm,
Oh, and you would get rumors that, "Oh, they're in the city, they're here, they're filming, they're looking."
mhm.
So, I almost think we're gonna know who's on the show before, like, the secrecy of the show is getting less and less.
Which is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even Love is Blind does it to themselves. Remember at the reunion last year, they had newbies from this
Yes.
season in the
Oh,
audience.
I need to go back now and see who that was.
Joey was.
Oh, okay.
I wanna also point out, I'm really disappointed in both of us that neither of us have made a Friends joke relate in relation to
To
Joey and
Monica
Monica.
and Joey. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's
It's just
funny you say friends because I was going to make a friends joke when I was talking about how obsessed they were with laundry.
yeah,
Because you had the whole episode of Ross and Rachel in the laundromat.
yes.
Okay. So there we go. All right, coming up on.
Coming up
Now, I
on
did what I could with this trailer. I
it
put
goes
it
so
on
fast.
0.75 speed and it was like, yeah, they all sounded drunk. Monica says, I am more in this than he is.
Mm,
Virginia prints out the prenup. I wonder if it's like you don't watch Married at First Sight, but AKG, this real big douchebag, showed up to give his wife a divorce papers, and he had only printed one page. And she's going, "It says 1 of 4. Where am I supposed to sign it? Where's the rest of it?" It was so great. It was so great. There's going to be a group meetup.
yep.
Devin is going to tell Brittany that, quote, with you, it's real easy. I don't know if
Mm,
that's a Franken edit.
I feel like it is.
Meg and Mason seem to be back together, and Madison calls him a real big liar.
Mhm.
Dave says, I'm not cool with hookup, still texting you and wanting to hang out. And then Dave talks to Molly. And Molly's
Mhm.
kind of like, when was the last time you had sex?
I know. Molly, get out of
And then
here.
we find out he doesn't come home that night.
No.
So is this another? Remember, we had the cheating scandal in DC with
Oh, with,
the two who went
uh
on the jet ski and were like Kenny Powers, like, fuck off, riding the jet ski past the
yeah. Oh, that's the best
who
scene of a
was that?
movie.
Was that season 7?
I think so, yeah. I can never remember names after they're done.
Okay, here,
But
here, here, I
we
have
do
it.
see, and this made me angry, it looked like we saw a sneak peek for a Lauren and Dave wedding,
Maybe.
like how they edit it, and I'm like, "If those 2 even think about it, I am throwing this show out the window."
Okay, I think it was season 6 because it was EpiPen.
Oh, yeah, with, "You're gonna need an EpiPen after you see how good I look."
Yes, so
Yes.
was it let me see, everybody's screaming right now. It was
I
Sarah
know.
Ann and Jeremy.
Yes.
Yes, yes, okay, yes, it was them. Alright, so now we do see Monica, and the closed captioning says that Monica cries, "Get me out of here."
Yeah.
So do Dave and Lauren get married? I
Mm.
think Dave and Lauren have a wedding. But
Mhm.
I don't think they say yes.
No, they're
No.
not gonna.
I think Dave says no because of hookup.
Yeah,
Or
and I
Lauren
hope
says no
Lauren
because
says
of
no
hookup.
for her own self-respect. Don't be with this dude, Lauren.
I hope she does too. I really
Yeah.
do. All right. I'm gonna give you the couples. You predict yes or no.
Okay.
Monica and Joey.
I don't think so, no.
Who says no?
I think Monica does. I think her sister's gonna always be in her ear. It's done.
Okay. Virginia and Devin.
I'm so torn. I'm I'm gonna say, oh, I'm torn on this one. I don't really even know. I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to say no, and I think Virginia says no.
If it's a no, it's because of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sarah and Ben. I'm going
No,
to say no. I'm going to
no.
say the TikTok girl interferes.
I think the TikTok girl interferes, and I think there's more conversations about religion to come.
Okay. Lauren and Dave.
No.
No.
If they get married, I'm screaming.
And that leaves Taylor and Daniel.
Yes, they have to. I want them to
Yes,
get
I
married.
believe in their love, and I need to see Daniel's dad at that wedding in a tux.
Oh, you need to see him grooving on the dance floor.
Oh, all right, my friend. I think we've said it all.
Yes, I hope everyone's enjoying this season.
I'm enjoying it.
I
I
am.
I think we'll get more drama next episodes.
Yeah.
So usually how they do it is 10 and 11 will be together, right? And then 12 will be the weddings.
Yes. I think we usually get one wedding, like a real quick one, like
Mhm.
the boring couple, so we might get Taylor and Daniel.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
All right, guys, whatever happens, we'll be right here with everything you need to know.
we'll be here with our reports and brown hair and glasses.
Yes. Just two girls with brown hair and glasses reporting the news as we see it.
About love
All
is
right,
blind.
guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.